Good evening. This is All India Radio and I'm Gaura Dhawanlal with the news at 9. The headlines. Several newly appointed union ministers including Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh take charge of their ministries. Sonia Gandhi elected leader of Congress Parliamentary Party. Indian Air Force lifts temporary restrictions on all air routes in Indian airspace. India, US, Japan and Australia to promote rules-based order in Indo-Pacific region. And in ICC World Cup Cricket, New Zealand beat Sri Lanka by 10 wickets. Australia-Afghanistan match underway. Several newly appointed union ministers have taken charge of their respective ministries. Amit Shah today took charge as the Home Minister. Two Ministers of State, G. Kishan Reddy and Nityanand Rai, have also taken charge of the ministry. Rajnath Singh took charge as Defence Minister. Earlier, Mr. Rajnath Singh visited the National War Memorial to pay tribute to the brave soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the service of the nation. In a tweet, the minister said he is looking forward to further strengthening national security and defence. Narendra Singh Tomar assumed charge of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare. Parshottam Rupala and Kailash Chaudhary also took charge as Ministers of State in the ministry. After taking over charge, Mr. Tomar reminded senior officers of the ministry of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision for doubling farmers' income by 2022 and urged them to focus on realizing this goal.
आगामी 5 वर्षों में किसान के घर में समृद्धि आवे और 5 वर्ष में उसकी आय दोगुनी हो। इस दृष्टि से कृषि विभाग के माध्यम से, भारत सरकार के माध्यम से जो आवश्यक कदम होंगे वे सब उठाए जाएंगे। मुझे प्रसन्नता है कि ग्रामीण विकास का काम मैं पहले से देख रहा था। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भरोसा करके मुझे कृषि विभाग की भी जवाबदारी सौंपी है।
Mr. Tomar emphasized on strengthening and fast-tracking of e-NAM to facilitate agricultural trading. He said the Narendra Modi government in its first cabinet meeting approved the extension of the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana, which is an income support scheme to all farmers, and also cleared the PM Kisan Pension Yojana for agriculturists. He asked officials to keep a strict vigil on the monsoon and drought conditions in the coming agriculture season. Prakash Javadekar took charge as Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister. Mr. Babul Supriyo also took charge as Minister of State in the ministry. Talking to the media in New Delhi, Mr. Javadekar said, preservation of the environment and tackling issues related to it are among the top priorities of the government. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi has advocated issues related to climate change with full determination at the Paris summit.
पंच तत्वों की रक्षा यही इस मंत्रालय का मैंडेट है और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की एक दृष्टि है और भारत के पर्यावरण पूरक जीवन शैली की उन्होंने पेरिस में भी बहुत आग्रह से विषय को रखा और पेरिस के समझौते में प्रियम्बल में ही वो विषय आया। इसलिए ये पंच तत्वों की रक्षा करना हमारा काम है।
Newly appointed Minister of State for Women and Child Development, Devashri Chaudhary, has sought cooperation from the West Bengal government to deal with girl-child trafficking in the state. After assuming charge at the ministry, she told AIR in Kolkata that girl-child trafficking had reached alarming proportions in West Bengal and the state government's cooperation is needed to tackle this problem. Jammu and Kashmir Governor Satyapal Malik called on Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi today. Mr. Malik told reporters that he briefed the Home Minister about the security situation and development work in the state.
अमरनाथ यात्रा पे हम लोग बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, हम उसको सफल करेंगे। चुनाव के बारे में मेरा कोई एजेंडा नहीं है, चुनाव से कोई चर्चा नहीं है। बेसिकली आई ब्रीफ्ड हिम अबाउट द ग्राउंड सिचुएशन, जो डेवलपमेंट का काम हो रहा है वो उनको बताया, नोट भी दिया सारा कुछ, क्या वहाँ हालात हैं, सारी चीजें वो बताई।
Earlier, the Home Minister also chaired a review meeting with officials of the ministry. In Jammu and Kashmir, 5 youths who had joined different terrorist groups have shunned the path of violence, returned to the mainstream and surrendered. Confirming the development, the state police said the joint and persistent efforts of the Kulgam police and their families succeeded in weaning away these youth from the path of violence. However, their identity has been protected for security reasons. The BJP Kisan Morcha has welcomed the government's decision to extend the PM Kisan scheme to all 14.5 crore farmers in the country and termed it a historic decision. Addressing the media in New Delhi, Party Kisan Morcha President Virendra Singh Mast said that this will strengthen the agro-economy, due to which the country will be strengthened. Sonia Gandhi was re-elected as the leader of the Congress Parliamentary Party at a meeting of the newly elected Congress Lok Sabha MPs in New Delhi today. Her name was proposed by former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and supported by all MPs. Congress President Rahul Gandhi thanked the voters and Congress workers. Talking to reporters, party spokesperson Randeep Surjewala said the MPs will chalk out the party's strategy for the upcoming session of Parliament.
श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी जी को सर्वसम्मति से कांग्रेस संसदीय दल का नेता चुन लिया गया है। डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी ने उनके नाम को प्रपोज किया। हमारे केरल से सांसद और छत्तीसगढ़ से सांसद, उन दोनों ने उसका अनुमोदन किया और पूरे संसदीय दल ने इसका समर्थन किया एक स्वर से। 52 के 52 जो नवनिर्वाचित सांसद हैं, उनका स्वागत करते हुए राहुल जी ने कहा कि हम आत्म विश्लेषण भी करेंगे, हमारी जो गलतियां हैं उन्हें दुरुस्त भी करेंगे।
Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar has clarified that the government has not taken any decision on the draft of the National Education Policy. Talking to reporters in New Delhi today, Mr. Javadekar said that there should not be any misunderstanding on the issue, as the government will take the decision on the draft policy after receiving public feedback. He said the Narendra Modi government has always promoted all Indian languages, and there is no case of imposing any language on anybody. Yesterday, a committee led by former ISRO chief Dr. Kasturi Rangan submitted the draft of education policy to Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. Assam State BJP President Ranjit Kumar Das has asserted that the Citizenship Amendment Bill would not hamper the interest of the people of the state. Talking to AIR, Mr. Das hoped that the bill would be passed as soon as possible, as the people of the state have given a verdict in its favour. He said that people have understood that the bill would not impact the interest of Assamese society. The GST revenue collection has crossed 1 lakh crore rupees in May this year, which is a growth of 6.67% over the revenue collected in the same month last year. The GST collected during the last month was 1,289 crore rupees as compared to over 94,000 crore rupees in the same period last year. The Finance Ministry in a statement said a total of 72.45 lakh GSTR 3B returns were filed in the month of May. An amount of 18,934 crore rupees has also been released to the states as GST compensation for the months of February and March 2019. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts. The Indian Air Force IAF has removed the temporary restrictions on all air routes in the Indian airspace. The IAF said this in a tweet. It had put temporary airspace restrictions on the Indian airspace on 27th February this year, following airstrikes on a terror camp at Balakot in Pakistan. In Uttarakhand, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police ITBP has launched a search and rescue operation for 8 missing climbers, including 7 foreigners. The climbers were on an expedition to Mount Nanda Devi East since the 10th of May. 4 climbers belonging to the UK, 2 are from the US, and 1 each from Australia and India. There were a total of 12 climbers in the team, out of which 4 have managed to reach the base camp. The district administration has launched the rescue operation with the help of mountaineers of the ITBP after receiving a help call from the group. The monsoon is expected to arrive near Kerala around the 6th of this month. The Met Department said at present the monsoon has covered some extreme southern parts of the Arabian Sea and parts of southwest, southeast, East Central Bay of Bengal, the Andaman Sea, and Nicobar and Andaman Islands. In the next 2 to 3 days, it is expected to cover more parts of the Arabian Sea. Talking to AIR scientist in the Met Department, M. Mohapatra said Heatwave conditions are expected to continue for the next 2 days in several parts of the country.
The heatwave conditions over northwest India and adjacent central and eastern India is continuing. Because of this dry northwesterly winds, the heatwave conditions will continue for next 3 days, and at some places it may be severe heatwave conditions, especially over Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi, UP, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and adjacent areas of Maharashtra, North Karnataka, Telangana, and some parts of Odisha and Jharkhand.
The Enforcement Directorate has summoned senior NCP leader and former Aviation Minister Praful Patel next week in connection with the alleged multi-crore aviation scam during the UPA regime. Sources said the ED has asked Mr. Patel to appear before the investigating officer of the case on the 6th of this month in New Delhi. The agency has summoned him as a part of its money laundering probe related to the alleged losses suffered by the national carrier Air India in a multi-crore aviation scam. Meanwhile, the NCP today said Mr. Patel, who has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate, will appear before the agency and clarify his stand. A special CBI court in Pune today extended till June 4th the remand of Sanjeev Punalekar and Vikram Bhave, who were arrested in connection with the activist Narendra Dabholkar murder case. The CBI had sought a 14-day custody for both the accused, saying that they were not cooperating with it in the investigation. Special Public Prosecutor Prakash Suryavanshi told the court today that more time is needed to interrogate them. India, US, Japan and Australia have come out in strong support of an ASEAN-led mechanism to preserve and promote rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific region, where China is flexing its muscles. At a meeting held in Bangkok, senior officials of the four countries also highlighted their efforts to maintain universal respect for international law and freedom of navigation and overflight in the region. During the meeting, the four countries underscored their intent to continue regular consultations on Indo-Pacific engagement and initiatives together and with other interested nations and institutions. China has been trying to expand its military presence in the Indo-Pacific, which is a biogeographic region comprising the Indian Ocean and the Western and Central Pacific Ocean, including the South China Sea. Meanwhile, the US has denounced China's efforts to steal technology from other nations and militarize man-made outposts in the South China Sea as a toolkit of coercion. US Acting Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan said in Singapore that hostile activities by Beijing must end. Lieutenant General Xiao Yuanming, a senior Chinese officer, expressed strong opposition to some of Shanahan's comments. He said that China has strong legal claims to the waterway and Beijing has put necessary deterrent facilities there in response to US provocation. India has responded to a decision by USA to withdraw India's GSP benefits with effect from 5th June 2019. In a press statement, the Commerce Ministry today said that these are unilateral, non-reciprocal and non-discriminatory benefits extended by some developed countries to developing countries. In the ICC World Cup Cricket, New Zealand defeated Sri Lanka by 10 wickets at Cardiff today. The easy target of 137 runs was achieved by the Kiwis in just 16.1 overs without losing a wicket. Openers Martin Guptill made 73 runs and Colin Munroro 58 runs. Matthew James Henry, who took 3 wickets, giving 29 runs, was declared player of the match earlier. The Kiwis won the toss and elected to field. In the other match, Afghanistan have set a target of 208 runs for Australia at Bristol today. Afghanistan won the toss and chose to bat. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Several newly appointed union ministers, including Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh, take charge of their ministries. Sonia Gandhi elected leader of Congress Parliamentary Party. Indian Air Force lifts temporary restrictions on all air routes in Indian airspace. India, US, Japan and Australia to promote rules-based order in Indo-Pacific region. And in ICC World Cup Cricket, New Zealand beat Sri Lanka by 10 wickets. Australia-Afghanistan match underway. And that is all in the News at 9. Good night.